something I've found that is really simple in a sense and makes so much sense in the large world of things is breaking out of the bind of duality. So, duality exists. We can take some examples like night and day, hot and cold, good and bad, whatever. And we're raised to react to one as it being on its own. On the large world of things, you can look at it where it causes a lot of conflict. If somebody takes sides, say a football game is a perfect example of like taking sides on a duality and letting it go to your head and, getting all overly excited because your side won. When really, when you just look at it in a whole, what's really going on is there are a whole lot of people dressed up in costumes and protective gear tossing a ball back and forth and creating scores and creating whatever. So the actuality of what's going on is a conflict for fun. It's fun. You can like cheer your side on, but it goes a lot deeper. In the human psyche, people start taking sides on everything, and the concept of any dualities actually being a whole doesn't enter the mind as much. But it's really, really important. A lot of the times they're just made up. The dualities are just like fragments of the imagination created for lots of things, for control, for sure, even like a stoplight or something, you can say that's created for a control mechanism and it's safety, but it's still, in a sense, stop and go. It's in that same mindset. But I think conflict ends when dualities disappear. I found that to be very true. And one thing with religion or, just silly things like race, stuff like that, where somebody identifies with a side and really identifies with it, only to create someone on the other side to identify with theirs, and then all of a sudden you have a conflict one way or another. You can look at so many different things. You look at government. Government is just full of conflict because there's these sides that are chosen, and for some reason people think they need to like fit in. They can't be original. They can't actually have their own feelings about something. It's got to be. That's what it feels like sometimes, especially with politics. From my point of view, one side seems to be more concerned about some really negative topics, including profit, war, hatred, bigotry. Not that there's much for those, but those are the outcome. You know, it's the outcome of, say, like an inner turmoil. Somebody that's always at fight within their own self, and they can't figure things out, so it actually just ends up affecting more and more systems within their life and within people around them, which is conflict, you know. So it really results through the inner anger, which is all results in the process of your thought process. And you can dissect that all the way back to blame, you know, unhappiness, and then blaming somebody or something for your unhappiness. And then creating anger, and then creating fear, then creating, who knows, it just keeps going. So, on one side, which isn't really a side, there is acceptance and understanding, and things like love, and, you know, camaraderie, people working together, you know, union, oneness, you know, and that it really is real because it's very open, it's very open-minded. So stepping out of the thought process of duality, you know, hatred, just when you find yourself going like, I really hate that, or I really don't like that, or you know, I only like that, you know, or that type of thing, you're in that, you're in a dangerous mindset, and setting yourself up for some kind of a conflict, whether it's within yourself or it's with somebody else. And so often money is part of the conflict, you know, and if blood results from a conflict over anything related to money, there's some serious problems going on, and you can look at a big picture with that, like blood for oil. If that becomes the result, if that is where things are still going, you know, you would think that after so many years someone would learn, you know, someone would learn from the mistakes, major mistakes. What comes out of it, you know? So, anyway, I'll stop. Thanks for listening. Bye.